A low orchestral hum rises beneath the stars. A colossal chamber emerges from shadow, a structure the size of a moon. Endless tears spiral upward in glowing arcs. Bioluminescent beings pulse in translucent pods. Towering crystalline entities refract starlight through prismatic limbs. Vast, floating intelligences shimmer in electromagnetic halos. This is the Galactic Council. At its center, a holographic Earth rotates in cold blue light. 1,000 alien voices echo in layered frequencies. Humanity is too volatile. They weaponize adversity. They turn extinction events into stepping stones. They survive what should erase them. A Tauranavian delegate spreads metallic wings, glinting like blades. They adapt too quickly. A silicon colossus vibrates, its voice seismic. They innovate under pressure. The chamber dims. The final Vodnites and glyphs flare across the chamber walls. Israel AP Provedi. The hologram Earth flickers. A declaration pulses across the Federation network. Planetary designation Sol 3 statushed. All trade technology exchange and interstellar cooperation terminated. The orchestral score deepens. Cut to Earth. Cities glow against the night side of the planet. Billions watch the announcement ripple across streetlights and orbital platforms. Silence. No riots. No surrender. In Washington, Beijing, Nairobi, Sao Paulo, Berlin, leaders gather not in accusation, but humanity has been underestimated before. A deep male voice begins, calm and resonant. They thought isolation would weaken us. Monage ignites. Rocket engines roar across deserts. Fusion plants flare to life beneath oceans. Shipyards unfold in orbit. Skeletal frameworks expanding like metallic constellations. Nations sign the Unity Accords within 48 hours. Military satellites reconfigure into deep space defense arrays. Universities merge research databases. Patents dissolve into open global access. The narrator continues. Enough. They believed fear would divide us. The music swells. On the far side of the moon, hidden shipyards accelerate construction. Massive carriers emerge from shadow. Hulls plate in adaptive armor. Engines burning blue, white with experimental drives. Asteroid mining platforms multi beyond Federation monitoring zones. Human colonies expand past the Kuiper belt. Terraforming arrays ignite around Mars. A ring of light begins forming around Earth, orbital megastructures assembling in synchronized precision. Back in the council chamber, alien observers watch. Sensors flare. Human energy output triples, then quadruples. Unauthorized warp signatures ripple beyond Sol. A gelatinous counselor pulses erratically. They are expanding beyond containment. A crystalline delegate fractures slightly. They were expected to destabilize. Instead, humanity stabilizes. Global poverty plummets. Conflicts dissolve under a singular realization. If the galaxy fears us, then we must be formidable. Months pass. Then years. The Federation dispatches long-range probes. They return with impossible data. Humanity has completed a Dyson lattice prototype around their star. A fleet unlike it in catalog drifts in formation beyond Pluto. Not aggressive, not invading, simply vast. Thousands of vessels. Carriers the size of cities. Sleek frigates humming with gravity lensing cannons. Colony arcs capable of crossing intergalactic voids. Every hull bearing the same emblem, Earth. The council chamber trembles as a transmission forces itself through Federation chant. A human ambassador appears, not in anger, not in defiance, but in certainty. Behind her, the human fleet stretches into infinity. Her voice is steady. You voted to banish a pause. You called us dangerous. Images flash humanity surviving ice ages, plagues, world wars, meter impacts. You were correct. The chamber falls silent, but understand this. The fleet ignites simultaneously, engines casting twin suns across deep space. We are dangerous because we endure. I cut to orbital construction yards, birthing another generation of ships. We are unpredictable because we refuse extinction. Our alien leaders watch star maps bloom with new human colonies beyond charted space. And we are resilient. A final carrier warps into existence beside the fleet, dwarfing the rest. And because every time someone tries to close a door on use, for the ambassador's eyes harden, and we build our own horizon. The music reaches crescendo. If you fear us, it is because you have finally understood us. Our transmission ends. Silence grips the Galactic Council. Outside their chamber windows, human vessels appear at the edge of monitored space, not attacking, not threatening, just present, growing, thriving, unstoppable. A realization settles across the Federation. Like cold vacuum, they did not exile a species. They liberated it. The narrator's voice lowers to a final resonant declaration. The galaxy voted to cast humanity into the dark. A distant view of Earth glows, encircled by megastructures, defended by fleets, unified beneath one banner. But humanity was born in the dark, and engines flare, warp drives tear open starlight. And we have never needed permission to rise. A fade to black. Orchestral thunder fades into a single echoing note. Humanity did not beg. Humanity did not break. Humanity became inevitable. The chamber of the Galactic Federation hovered in the vacuum between stars, a ringed colossus of living alloy and radiant crystal orbiting a collapsed blue sun. Rivers of light flowed along its vaulted interior, each current feeding into a central well where space itself bent into a holographic sphere. At its heart rotated a single image. Earth, the human problem, across ascending tiers, species of 100 evolutionary paths gathered. Towering cephalopod intelligences floated within gravitic fields, their skin flashing in anxious color patterns. Silicon-born colossi loomed like walking cathedrals, their bodies humming with tectonic resonance. Insectoid collectives whispered in synchronized clicks that rippled like static through translation matrices. Avian warlords perched upon anti-grav pylons, metallic plumage reflecting the starlight simulation overhead. The chamber darkened. A crystalline delegate projected first contact archives into the well, humanity's earliest warp signature, crude but audacious, punching through space-time like a fist through glass. Thee were not invited. The crystalline voice chimed, harmonic sharp as splintered glass. Thee arrive. The hologram shifted. Human vessels, primitive by Federation standards, yet armored in ingenuity, modular, adaptable. Rebuilt after every recorded conflict. An amphibious diplomat pulsed bioluminescent veins in agitation. We embargoed their quantum cores. They built better ones. A gas giant intelligence compressed its atmosphere in visible turbulence. We restricted their expansion corridors. They mined their own. The hologram flared again. Humanity's surviving global collapse simulations with a 93% recovery probability. Humanity weaponizing asteroid deflection systems into planetary shields. Humanity merging artificial intelligence governance with biological oversight without societal implosion. The avian warlord's metallic wings scraped against his perch. They are chaotic. A murmur rippled across the chamber. Innovative. They are aggressive. They are cooperative under threat. They unify when cornered. The well pulsed red. A timeline unfolded. Every existential crisis Earth had endured, reaching the stars, ice ages, plagues, nuclear brinkmanship, climate destabilization. And yet population stabilized, technology accelerated, military capacities scaled with alarming efficiency. A cephalopod elder rotated slowly in its field. Thee turned adversity into acceleration. Silence thickened. The Federation's predictive engine materialized projections above the chamber floor. Scenario 1, humanity integrated fully into Federation structure. Probability of ideological disruption, 68%. Probability of technological upheaval, 81%. Scenario 2, humanity restricted monarch, compliance at 12%. Probability of adaptive circumvention, 94%. Scenario 3, humanity isolated. Probability of stagnation, 3%. Probability of independent exponential growth, 88%. The numbers glowed like accusations. A silicon colossus spoke, its voice shaking the chamber's inner hull. They're not the strongest species. The hologram zoomed out, revealing Federation fleets dwarfing early human armadas. They are not the oldest. The ancient civilizations flickered in golden timelines, stretching back millions of cycles. They are not the most numerous. Population graphs confirmed it, a pause. But they are the most persistent. The word lingered. Persistent. A trait difficult to quantify, impossible to suppress. The amphibious diplomat's tendrils tightened. They do not retreat when logic demands retreat. The avian warlord leaned forward. Thee do not submit when hierarchy demands submission. The cephalopoid elder dimmed its chromatophores. Thee do not fear extinction the way we do. A transmission replay filled the chamber. A human rescue fleet diving into a supernova destabilization zone to evacuate a human colony that had once voted against them. Casualties significant. Mission outcome a success. The gas, giant intelligence rippled uneasily. Enough thee protect even those who oppose them. Another archive surfaced. Humans converting former battle cruisers into hospital ships during a border skirmish they technically won. They rebuild what they destroy. The predictive engine recalibrated. New projection if threatened with extinction. Probability of unified planetary mobilization 97%. A low murmur trembled through every tear. Thee are unpredictable. Thee are emotional. Thee are dangerously empathetic and dangerously vengeful, the avian warlord added. The hologram shifted once more. Human shipyards in orbit around Earth expanding at unprecedented rates. Fusion signatures increasing beyond Federation baseline. Unregistered colonies forming at the edge of map space. The Silicon Colossus concluded, voice reverberating like distant quakes. The human problem is not that they seek conquest. The chamber dimmed until only Earth's blue sphere illuminated the void. Enough. The human problem is that they refuse limitation. A silence fell across the Galactic Federation. Because deep within every projection, every scenario, every model, one constant remained. Humanity did not collapse under pressure. Humanity condensed, and when compressed long enough, it ignited. The word spread through the halls of the Galactic Federation like a contaminant no sterilization field contained. Humanity. In the great archives of the Federation, species were categorized by temperament, capability, and threat index. Some were marked territorial, others expansionist, a few doctrinally rigid. Only one species carried all three classifications simultaneously: unpredictable, adaptable, dangerous. The chamber lights dimmed as 1,000 alien delegates reviewed the compiled data. A crystalline archivist projected humanity's conflict simulations into the air. In every model where resources dwindled, humans did not collapse into civil extinction. They were organized, they rationed, they innovated. Scarcity did not weaken them. It sharpened them. An insecto strategist clicked its mandibles in agitation. Their doctrine shifts mid-conflict. They abandon losing strategies without hesitation. A cephalopoid intelligence pulsed violet. Thee learned faster than our predictive engines can compensate. Holograms flickered. Human fleets reconfiguring in real time. Modular warships transforming roles within minutes. Civilian infrastructure converting to wartime production within days. Scientific breakthroughs emerging non-stability, but from crisis. Do not follow linear progression, murmured aghast, giant consciousness through harmonic translation. To leap. And that was the first fear, unpredictable. Where other civilizations refined tradition over millennia, humanity reinvented itself in decades. Political systems shifted. Economies evolved. Cultural identities were fractured and merged again. Yet the species endured. No permanent form, no permanent weakness. An avian warlord unfurled metallic wings, optics narrowing. The weaponized uncertainty. Records confirmed it. During first contact tensions, humans displayed milli capability just below Federation thresholds. Then, when assessed as contained, they unveiled propulsion systems 2 generations ahead of projections. They concealed progress not to deceive, but because innovation was constant. And that was the second fear, adaptable. A plague simulation appeared, nano-contagion designed by Federation theorists to test resilience. Projected survival rate for most species, below percent. Humanity's outcome, 67% survival within 3 years. Full recovery within 7. They wrote their own genetic therapies mid-crisis. Global data sharing eliminated bureaucratic delay. Rival nations cooperated under existential threat. Pressure did not fracture them, it unified them. A Silicon Colossus resonated deeply. They convert catastrophe into momentum. Asteroid impacts, climate collapse, energy crisis, global wars. Each event should have reduced them to pre-industrial fragility. Instead, each became a catalyst. Their space programs accelerated after conflict. Their medical science advanced after endemics. Their planetary defenses expanded after near extinction events. Every scar became infrastructure. And that was the third fear, dangerous. Not because they sought domination, but because they survived elimination. Military analysts displayed comparative fleet power. Humanity did not yet rival the largest Federation armadas. Their weapons were not the most destructive. Their ships were not the most ancient. But their growth curve, projected forward 2 centuries, surpassed all major powers. Exponential. Relentless. An Amphius diplomat dimmed its bioluminescence and visible unease. If threatened, they escalate without hesitation. Archived footage filled the chamber, human vessels intercepting pirates far beyond their territorial claim. Rescue missions launched into stellar flares. Civilian ships retrofitted into combat escorts within weeks of embargo. They do not accept vulnerability. The predictive engine displayed a final model. If Earth faced unified external aggression, probability of surrender 4%, probability of negotiated submission 9%, probability of total mobilization regardless of cost 87%. Silence gripped the chamber. A cephalopoid elder finally spoke. Chromatophores dim and steady. They are dangerous not because they are cruel. The hologram zoomed in on Earth. Oceans swirling, cities shining in night's embrace. They are dangerous because they refuse extinction across the Federation that truth code like a distant supernova. Humanity did not fear the dark. They were born in it. They did not fear pressure. They evolved under it. And every attempt to measure them ended the same way, underestimated, unpredictable, adaptable, dangerous. The labels were not accusations. They were warnings.